Pairing gains here, the Mueller news coming out. Not a huge rattle, though, for the market here. The energy sector tanked, and that seemed to weigh on stocks as well. What do you think about this Mueller news? Is that something we need to be watching?
I think in a week that has kind of been defined by a very, very noisy news cycle out of Washington, D.C., the market doesn't quite know what to make of it. I mean, that's kind of my view.
Still
I think if you look at
it.
if you look at today's intraday, it looks a lot like we've seen the previous 3 days this week. We opened higher because I think there was a lot of bulls were really found their footing last Friday, right? There was a lot of reason going into last weekend to say, bull market back on, NASDAQ back to a record high, the whole FANG trade, the FANG-powered market was back in play. And this week it's just kind of been a mess. You had a lot of China concerns, you had a lot of trade war headlines, you had Larry Kudlow coming in to take over for Gary Cohn, which
Still
you could
only
say
Thursday.
you could say that's a positive, but also, he's probably more likely to hew to Trump's line. Now you've got the Mueller headlines that he's subpoenaing the Trump Organization, which brings the probe even closer to the president. And I just think this whole mix at a time when the market at large does not seem particularly convinced of one direction makes for just sort of the sloppy trading we've seen.
Just talking about not being convinced of one direction, looking at the sectors right now, it's a complete mixed bag, basically evenly divided. Materials, the biggest decliner here, materials off about 1.3%. Consumer staples, we had a lot of losers in there, a lot of food names off quite a bit today.